It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Now it's time to bring you Small Dog Complex. This is from my good friends at Dog's Window Brewery, based in Bridgend, South Wales. And this is their Baltic Porter. Baltic Porter coming in at 7.2% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. There's a look at it. Right, so without further ado, let's get this can out into a glass and see what we get. Baltic Porter. Now, Lee, the owner of Dog's Window, told me this wonderful story of why he called this beer. We'll get into that a little bit later on, but let's concentrate on the pour for now. So Baltic Porter is... It was a porter to get over the Baltics, the cold Baltic winters. One finger tan coloured head, jet black beer in the glass, good levels of carbonation as you rock the beer back and forth. We'll talk about the Baltics later on as well, why they brewed this beer. Let's get the aroma though. But it's generally the story of, you know, they brewed beer stronger because they put it on ships and took it around the world. They took it on around the Baltic Sea, and they didn't want it freezing, so they took it to 7% plus, 8% plus in some cases. Żywiec in Poland is probably the most famous Baltic porter maker. You've all heard of Żywiec lager. Well, Żywiec Baltic porter, if you can find that, buy it, it's lovely. Aroma then on this beer. Smells really good. Smells really good actually. It reminds me of Dog's Window Brewery's Old Dog's New Tricks, but like ramped up higher in the ABV. They're a good stout and porter maker at Dog's Window Brewery. I would say their strength is strong beer. They've made some fantastic barley wines over the years. Imperial stouts. This smells fantastic, this Baltic Porter. Slightly nutty, rich, some deep dark fruit flavours coming through. Plums and figs and prunes. A little bit of kind of vanilla, a little bit of toffee. A little bit of pipe tobacco smoke, roasted malt coming through. Yeah, smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. That is superb. That is a Stone the Crow's beer. What a fantastic beer. Again, it's about the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel on this beer is absolutely incredible. So we start off with a little bit of carbonation, pushing the beer around the inside of the mouth, releasing more of that flavour. It's rich, dark, chocolatey, velvety on the palate. Oh, it's delightful. Absolutely delightful. It's hoppy. Those lovely kind of fruity hops coming through on the back end. Really, really good. When hops mix with roasted malt, you get this lovely flavour of, instead of getting perhaps like grapefruit and passion fruit and mango, because it kind of mixes in with the darker malts, you get more, as I mentioned in the aroma, more plum, more fig, more prune flavours coming through. Have a look at the quality of this beer as I rock it back and forth. Have a look at that. Look at that carbonation chasing the head of the glass. It looks really, really good. Exceptional, actually. Absolutely exceptional looking beer. It smells great too. As I've been rolling it around in the glass, it's releasing more of that aroma out of the glass. Oh, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The roasted malt, everything just seems to kind of fit and work with this beer. It's got the most fantastic mouthfeel. Now, Baltic porters, they are brewed to be kind of slightly lighter in the mouthfeel. This one's quite sticky. This one's quite, oh, it's delicious. It's almost like you want to get the knife and fork out on it. It's got a fantastic mouthfeel. Beautiful beer. There's hints of kind of touches of coconut, vanilla, the roasted malt coming through. I actually went to Żywiec Brewery, and they showed me the process of how they produced their Baltic porter. Now, it was at a beer festival, so it wasn't just me they were showing, but they actually switched on and like this very manual roaster that they had at the brewery, and it involved two men shoveling light golden malt onto a conveyor belt. That conveyor belt passed under heat, and as it passed under the heat, it was roasting the malt, and on the other side the conveyor belt was tipping this roasted malt into a bucket. And that was basically the roasting process for how Żywiec brewed their Baltic porter. So they would get light grains and they would roast them there and then, fresh roasted malt, fresh at the brewery. So if you have a chance, of course, try this Baltic porter from Dog's Window Brewery, but also please try Żywiec Baltic porter. It's fantastic. Although it's not brewed at the Żywiec Brewery anymore, it's brewed somewhere else. That is a delightful example of a Baltic porter. So the name, Small Dog Complex. So Lee, been to his house, the brewery's in the garage, so been to his house. And behind him he has a field where he walks his dog. And he said, there's one man, the dog's fine with everybody. But there's this one bloke that the dog doesn't like. The dog's like, oh, the dog's very, very wary of this bloke. So it's a case of like, the dog gets it, I don't know whether it gets his teeth out or it growls or barks at him or whatever. But the bloke said to Lee one day, what's the matter with your dog? Has he got a small dog complex? And that's the kind of name for the beer. It looks like Lord Nelson, doesn't it? Like little Lord Nelson. I think he had small man complex, didn't he? similar blooming thing. So, description on the beer. Is there one? Pale malt, roast barley, crystal and black malt, East Kent golden hops and British ale yeast. Bo the brewery dog barks at one person in particular when he's out walking. One day he said he's got a small dog complex. Nope, he just wants to bark at you. There we go. Right, 7.2% ABV. If you can buy this beer, you can buy it online. It's really good. It's really, really good. I wouldn't be surprised if this beer won some awards. It's a quality Baltic porter, and I hope this stays in Lee's permanent beer line because it's great. Looks good, smells good, tastes good. For me, that's a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.